So, what has been one of the things as you're creating this space that's available 24/7? What's the challenges that you're facing, and what is your big aha moment? Something you've been very proud of that you've been able to complete or you've been able to do?
Yeah, great question. I'd say the biggest challenge is finding the expertise in this domain, right? Because coaching, I'd say more and more every day is becoming popular, right? So finding people who want to do these one-on-one type of webinars or sessions, like that is plentiful. But when you say AI, like the room grows still, right? Um, and so my first solve to that in 2023 was, okay, I got to raise $1.5 million to pay folks six figures to take my theory and put it in code, right? And for anyone who was raised recently, you know that the markets are very choppy. Like the cash is drying up. The risk that people are willing to take is drying up, let alone me being a Black woman, right? And we get less than 0.3% of venture capital. So exiting the business day to day, increasing my operational expenses by hiring a bunch of folk who were supposed to keep the business going while I look for capital, and the markets are dried up. It was just the perfect storm of, nah, sis, like what else, right? And that's where the aha moment came in. So along that journey of fundraising it was probably 6 months that I was full-time into fundraising and really stepped outside of Blaze to do so. I talked to at least 75 new folk that, well, I can't do this right now, but talk to this person. And it was those conversations along the way, Dr. Christian, those angels that really helped me to break my problems down into projects. Because once it's a project, I know exactly how to solve it. I know the end date, and I moved on to the next, right? So a woman listened to me. Big shout out to Latoya Peterson. She's the co-founder of Glow Up Games. They were funded by Issa Rae. Video games for Black women, super dope. And she said, Casey, because I said, I need somebody to build this bot. This was like August of 2023. And she was like, Casey, stop saying you can't. Stop, because you can. And I don't know what, it's just that belief. She does not know me from childhood. She did not go through acceleration. She said, yes, you can. I'm listening to you and I can tell that you can. Powerful. It wasn't even 4 weeks later, and 4 people that exited the company chose to exit the company later, that I took myself in the living room on a Saturday and I said, like, what if I can? And I pulled a couple of tools and played around with a couple of concepts that had been in my head that I was going to articulate to a person for 6 figures per year. And in that sitting, I developed what we call B right now, got her inside of the app and got people that next week to start testing it. And I'm just like, if a person hadn't said that to me, right? And she's the one that told me, break your problems into projects, because she said, your vision is so big that it is paralyzing to people, right? You have to just say the one thing that you need, put a time date on it. Stop giving away permanency. I think you got to hire somebody to stay all year. What is the one thing they can do for this short date? Let them do it, move on, right? And on the other side of that came this thing that I thought was going to cost me $1.5 million. I'll give a shout out to one more person that I met. I met so many, but another person I met on this journey. This is when the staff was grossed up. I had 2 co-founders alongside me that I had brought in. And I was about to start the fundraising and have them, kind of run day-to-day operations. And I was like, yeah, I'm raising 1.5 for yada, yada, yada. And he's like, why? And I'm like, well, we need to build a new app and we need to get the AI in there. And I need to hire these people. And he said, why would you build a new app if you already have an app? I'm like, well, I wanted to, and he was like, no, you just need to test the simple thing. Use what you have with the expenses you already have, and then you figure out how to get the bot in there. Did it, less people inside of the company, and I literally sat there and just took stuff out of my brain and solved a project problem, not the big vision.
Yes.
And yeah, I think those 2 moments were very pivotal because I think light years ahead of where I was just 6 months ago, where it's no longer a concept. Like, it's a real thing with real people, real data. And it's just a very different type of command I have in conversations, et cetera. And I know I don't even need other people's money right now. Like, I can literally bootstrap it.
I love it.